Listen, if you ever feel overwhelmed with life, you're stressed out with all the things that's going on, you have a lot of tasks that you have to get done, you've got business, you've got your job, you've got family, you've got your personal stuff, and then everything that's going on in the world, and you're trying to figure out how are you going to make time to do the things that you both need to do and the things that you want to do. It's almost like there's no time in the day. It's okay. In today's video, we're talking all about performing a time audit so that you can take a look at how you currently manage your time and how to make some tweaks and some, fixes and how to make some changes so that you can move forward with making time to do all the things without feeling stressed out, overburdened, overscheduled, and unappreciated. Let's get into it. All right, good people. So listen, let's do the rundown for what we're talking about today. We're going to go over what is a time audit, why is it important, how to perform a time audit, also how to analyze the data that you'll get from said audit, and then we're going to go into some next steps, tools, techniques, all that good stuff. You're going to walk away with a lot, so go ahead and grab your pen, grab your paper, and grab something to drink. I think I need something to drink right now. And then let's get into it. All right, let's go. I've done time audits over and over again throughout the years, whether I was in school or outside of school. I just didn't really realize that that's what it was called when I was doing it. I was just trying to figure out where was my time going. It's much like when you do an audit, with the IRS, when you do the audit, like, what'd you do with your money? Oh, where's the money? We know you have the money. Only now the money, in place of money, it's time. Where's the time? What are you doing with your time? We know you have the time. So yes, your time audit is simply an exercise for you to perform so you can find out how you're spending your time, where your time is going throughout your days, and also it helps you figure out how to make some changes so that you can do more of the things that you need to do and want to do without feeling so much stress. Now, first things first, let's talk about time. Time is your most precious asset. It is a non-renewable resource, meaning once it's gone, it's not coming back. Money you can spend and you can get back. You can make more. Time, it's non-renewable. With that being said, this is the reason why it's so important that you're masterful with the way you spend your time. Performing a time audit is pretty straightforward. When we're talking about doing it, you're basically going to have a time tracking method of your choice, whether it's pen and paper, whether it's online, on your phone, whatever the case may be. And it is simply you writing down every single thing you do for the chosen period of time. I like to do it every 30 minutes over the course of a week. That way I get a really good view of how I'm really spending my time. 30 minutes is pretty, I can go, you can go deeper. You can even do 15 minutes, but definitely every 30 minutes, what you are doing, write it down and just keep track of it. Now, for some, this may seem like it's incredibly impossible. I'm just too busy. I can't be stopping to write down what I'm doing every 30 minutes. You're on your phone every 10 minutes. You're on your phone every 2 minutes. So I'm sure you can write down what it is that you're doing, including being on your phone every 30 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and just throw that excuse away. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now that we've talked about what a time audit is, why it's important, the first step is pick a week that you will audit your time. And you're going to do it from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed. So pick a week that doesn't have anything out of the ordinary. You want a week where it's like your regular routine. You're going to work or you're in your business or maybe you're stay at home. Whatever the case is, pick a very regular week. And at the time of recording this, school is in. If you are, whether you're a student or you're a parent of a student, this would also be a great opportunity to do a time audit, because then you can kind of fix up what your routine is going to look like at the start of the school year. This exercise does not work if you pick a week in which you're going to be doing a whole lot of traveling and you don't regularly do a whole lot of traveling. Now, if you do, choose that week. But if not, don't play yourself. The next thing you want to do is you want to choose a time tracking method. Now, there are several ways that you can do this. I'm going to go ahead and list a few, and then I'll also link a template in the description box for you to grab. It's a free template that you can use in order to do your own time audit, because we love it. We love time audits around here. There are a couple of choices that you have. You can do a spreadsheet. You can do, or you can use your phone. You can open up the Notes app. You can even use applications. There's an application like, I think, Tick, Harvest, Clockify. You can even use ClickUp if you're already using like that type of productivity tool. Most productivity tools, they have something where you can track your time. You can use that. And if it has an app for your phone, even better, lower barrier of entry. You can use your planner, whether you're a digital planner or you're a paper planner, you'll be able to do that. You can use just regular pen and paper, pencil and paper, whatever you see fit. It just needs to be broken down into 30-minute increments from sunup, or from the start of day to the end of day. Now, when we're talking about the time frame, we're talking from 12 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. That is the time frame. So yes, you are also going to track how long you're sleeping, how long you're awake, all of those things. This is all important data, I promise you. By the time we get to the end of this video, you will understand. Let's get into step 3. Step 3, you're going to visualize your ideal day. Now, yes, visualizing your ideal day does have a lot to do with your time audit, and here's why. You need to know what it is that you're going after. You need to set a goal for yourself. If you don't have a goal or something to look forward to when it comes to how you're spending your time, then when you're doing this time audit, it can seem pointless. It can seem like it would make no sense. Like, I'm just going to just let the day do whatever it wants to do. That's not what we want. We actually want to structure our day so we can make the most out of our time. And so we need to identify, what does it look like to make the most out of our time? So that's the reason why you want to visualize your ideal day, write it down. There are a couple of questions that you're going to ask yourself as you're doing this part of the exercise. The first question you're going to ask is, what would your ideal be like if it reflected your goals and your values? If you haven't done any type of exercise where it talks about your goals or your values, never fear. I've got a video for you. I'll link it in the cards above and also in the description box below. Then the next question you'll ask is, what actions would you take? So what does it look like? What does it feel like? What actions are you taking? Are you waking up at 6 a.m. to exercise first? Are you waking up at 5 a.m. to do your quiet time and your Bible study and to do prayer? What would your priorities be? And then the last question is, how would you feel? All of these questions are going to be very important for you to answer, because again, you're putting your ideal into a frame. You're putting your goal into a frame. That frame is what you're going to hang up so you know what you are striving for. Once you complete this exercise, you're ready for the next step. And that next step is to record yourself for that chosen week. So on Sunday, from 12 a.m. until 11:59 a.m. or p.m., you are going to track everything you do every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, you're logging all of your activities. If you did meetings, you're going to log those. If you were distracted, you're going to log those specific distractions. I was reading, but then I saw a butterfly, so I decided to go chase. Small task, large task, everything in between. When you woke up, when you went to bed, when you took that nap, what'd you eat, when you ate, all of that. You want it to be specific. The more specific that your audit is, it's going to help you create a very specific schedule. You'll be able to view like what kind of habits you have. Like, this time audit is gold. If you do it right, it's gold. After you've performed this time audit for 7 days, then you're going to sit down and you're going to analyze the data. Before you start analyzing this data, let's be clear. While you are recording what you're doing, you need to be as unbiased as you possibly can. If you are biased, if you try to lie to yourself, then you are selling yourself short. This is a personal exercise. This is for you. No one else needs to know that you're doing this. No one else needs to know what your audit looks like. So after you've recorded the week, you're then going to go ahead and analyze the data. When you are analyzing the data, you are asking yourself a couple of questions. You're also categorizing the activities. The first thing you want to do is you want to review everything. Take a look at everything that you've done. Don't try to do anything with the information yet. You're just looking at what's going on. Once you have reviewed all the data, then you want to look at each activity and see how long it took for you to do that activity. So if it's sleeping, you can say that, like, you can put next to every time you were asleep how long you slept. Maybe Sunday you slept for 8 hours, Monday you slept for 4, so on and so forth. Go ahead and just mark that. What time did you go to bed? Go ahead and make a note of that. Then you want to categorize the activities. You're going to do your high priority task. You're going to do your distractions. And then you're going to do everything in between. Now, here's the reason why. Because you need to know what is the worst, what is the best, and then you can figure out the priority of everything in between. The best tool that I know to use when it comes to something like this is the Eisenhower matrix. The reason why this works so well is because you're taking those activities and you're actually making a decision on where they fit in your life, where they fit in your day. So, with the Eisenhower matrix, and I'll put it up here on the screen, you have one quadrant where it's saying, hey, this is urgent and this is important. That's something that needs to get done right now. Then you have the next side of the quadrant where it says, hey, this is important, but it's not urgent, so let's go ahead and schedule it. Then you have the not urgent, but important, and that's something that can likely be delegated to someone else who has the time to do it. And then you have something that is not important and is not urgent, and you're trying to figure out why is it on your list in the first place. That's how you want to categorize your high priorities, your distractions, and then everything else in between. Your distractions are likely, not all of them, but most of them will likely be in the eliminate, delete it quadrant, the one that's not important nor urgent. Yeah, they're going to go there. Most of them. Now, some of them may actually be important or urgent. It just may not be something that you need to do or something that you need to pay attention to at that moment. But it's very easy for us to get distracted these days. So this is why we're doing that exercise. So you have chosen the week. You have chosen your time tracking method. You have visualized your ideal day. You have recorded yourself during that week. You have analyzed the data. And now we need to make an action plan. The first thing when it comes to making an action plan is to think about the way that you've organized those now that they're all in the nice little matrix. And I want you to find out what can you delete and make the decision to delete those items. Next up, we're going to look at what can we delegate. We can either delegate it or we can automate it. Next, we're going to look at the items that need to be scheduled and the items that need to be done now. So look at the things that need to be scheduled and pull up your calendar and make a decision on when you're going to do those things. Go ahead and put them on your calendar now. Schedule them, put them in your phone, give yourself alerts. You have a smartphone, use all of its smart capabilities. Then look at the items that you need to do now, and you're going to create a true to-do list because these are the things that actually need to get done. You're trying to figure out how you can allocate time for these things. So this is the reason why the to-do list is the last thing you're creating, because everything else can go ahead and get created or deleted or delegated. And then we know this is main priority. We need to come up with some type of time management method for us to test out or for us to integrate into our normal routine so we can ensure that we actually get the things done. Because it's one thing to know that you need to get it done. You can schedule it. It can be cute, highlight it, color code it, all those things. You can set up the automated system. You have asked for help. You have delegated. You have hired that nanny. You have hired that chef, all those things. Now you have all this time in the world and you need to figure out, how am I going to get it done? And that's where time management methods come into play because we have to fix our focus. We got to fix our focus. So a couple of methods that you can try. One will be time blocking. This you can use even with the items that you're scheduling. Time blocking is very, very simple. You're creating blocks of time in your schedule to do very specific things. Maybe you need to batch your tasks. You have a group of tasks that are very similar in nature. Let's go ahead and batch those, meaning putting them all together and putting them all in the same block. If you know that you're going to be recording videos, maybe you can block off, instead of just doing one video every single week, maybe you could do 2 or 3 videos every single week. That way you can move yourself kind of ahead of your own schedule. So that can be a way of you task batching. That can be a way of you batching, and also time blocking. Another thing is to get an accountability partner. You need to give someone permission to be your accountability partner. You need to let them know that, listen, I give you permission to call me out when I'm making excuses. I need you to make sure I stay on my toes. I need you to make sure that I stay on track. And need you to make sure that I stay on task. So if that is co-working sessions, if that is a regular daily check-in, if that is a weekly check-in, hey, this is what I need to get done this week. And then at the end of the week, hey, this is what I got done this week. They can and give them permission to ask you questions about why you didn't get certain things done. And don't be out here getting attitudes with people because they holding you accountable. Next up, we have theme days. Theme days are very simple, very similar to, well, no, I wouldn't say they're similar, but they're very simple. You can say Mondays are filming days, Tuesday, that's meal prep days, Wednesday, that's grocery shopping days. I'm just throwing all kinds of different themes out there. The Pomodoro method. Listen, the Pomodoro method is your friend when you are trying to remain focused for short bursts of time. It's very simple. You have a timer, whether you use your phone, whether you go on Amazon and get one of them cute ones. You figure out what time you're going to use. You work on one thing for that period of time. When the alarm goes off, you get a break. You can determine how you do the time. Typically 20, 30, 50 minutes maybe, or 20, 30, 50, an hour and 10 minutes to work on one specific thing. Once that timer goes off, you take a break. Once that break is over, you get back to it. And you can adjust it how you see fit. There's no rigid way to do Pomodoro. You just do what you need to do. All right. The goal here is to prioritize your focus. That's what all this means. But these tactics are going to help you remain focused, remain on task, and remain, fluid and productive so you can accomplish your goals, because that's what we're here for. All right, guys, now listen, the purpose of a time audit is for you to get clear on how you're spending your time so that you can make the necessary adjustments to get more out of your time. It's not about you specifically doing more work. Maybe you need to find time to spend, time with your family. Maybe you need to find time to spend, getting a hobby. Maybe you've always wanted to play tennis and you haven't been able to find 3 hours out of your week to go and play tennis or learn tennis or anything like that. After this time audit, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to find them 3 hours. You want to do things that are important to you while still honoring the things that you need to do, honoring your responsibilities. All right. So that's the purpose of the entire time audit exercise. I want you to get started with reclaiming your time by performing this time audit. Again, I have a template of a time audit in the description box below. Also, be sure to check out the additional videos that I've tagged all throughout this video, also in the description box, to continue to help you through your journey of becoming more productive, more intentional with the life that you want to build. If this video was your jam, don't forget to subscribe and go ahead and take a look at one of the videos that's about to pop up here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the number one way that you can, really. Let's get into it. Okay. This notebook is the key to my consistency right now. Oh, snapperoni, we got a beauty. Okay. You should be doing it in the first and second and third place. Okay. Hey, so take 2. Hey, good people, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're talking all about a time audit. If you've never done a time audit before, never fear. I got you. We're doing this together forever. Or at least as long as the video is up. I'm really fun in real life.